Hi Blues, this is Saumit of Chelsea. Welcome back to another Transfer Talk video on my channel. It looks like Chelsea have finally woken up from the slumber because there have been some major developments and movements in the transfer market regarding players Chelsea are targeting and regarding the outgoing players in Chelsea. So before we start with today's particular video, I would like to request you guys to give this video a like, click on the subscribe button if you haven't already, and turn on your bell notifications so you won't miss out on any of my future uploads. So we have so many things to discuss in today's particular video. So like always, without much further ado, let's get started. So Blues, the first player that we'll be discussing in today's transfer talk video is Raheem the Dream Sterling. I have read through some reports and it looks like Tuchel is a big admirer and a really big fan of this Manchester City winger. This particular player is a serious target for Chelsea in this transfer market. So let's take a look at what are the latest developments regarding Sterling. Let's go. So Blues, the first person who broke out the Sterling transfer news was Gianluca Di Marzio. He's a really big and popular Italian journalist, and he says that Chelsea FC are now confident to close Sterling deal from Man City. Transfer fee could be around 35 million pounds. And Fabrizio Romano tweeted this out that Raheem Sterling, Chelsea top target, as reported last Tuesday. Man City want around 55 to 60 million, approach for 25 million, and add-ons turned down. Chelsea will be back with new bids soon, as Man City are open to let him go. Man City want 100 to 110 million euros from Gabriel Jesus and Sterling. And Pice brought this news from Fabrizio again that Raheem Sterling would be open to a move to Chelsea and would be open to discuss with Chelsea. He is on holiday, waiting to see if Chelsea and Man City enter direct contact. And lastly, Pice brings us news from Simon Johnson Sport, who say that it's understood that Raheem Sterling has been talking to people about what life is like at Chelsea and what Tuchel is like as a coach. So Blues, now coming to what are my thoughts regarding this Raheem Sterling transfer news. Personally, I think Raheem Sterling is a really interesting player. Just to give you guys more background, Sterling is contracted with Man City till 2023, which means he has around 1 year left on his contract, and City would definitely be pushing to sell him this summer so they could recoup at least 35 to 40 or even 50 million for him, or rather than losing him out for free next summer. Also, Sterling is 27 years old, and if Chelsea signs Sterling, then he would have played for Liverpool, Man City, and then Chelsea. I can't think of many players who have played for these three top teams in the Prem. Sterling, in my opinion, is a really versatile attacker. He is Premier League proven, he has good goal scoring ability, he has excellent dribbling, and he always finds himself in good attacking positions. That is one area where Chelsea have been struggling for the past few seasons. I remember when we had Hazard even Costa, we would be so reliant on them that whenever they used to have the ball, we would know that yeah, this would eventually become a goal. But with our current attackers like Pulisic, Werner, even Callum Hudson-Odoi, they have been way too inconsistent, and I can understand why Tuchel is going for a specialist like Sterling. The only stumbling block, in my opinion, would be his price. With Werner in his deal, I think Chelsea should be able to sign him for somewhere around 40 million pounds, the same fee that Mane was sold to Bayern Munich from Liverpool with only 1 year contract. So I definitely think City should not be able to charge any extra premium for Sterling. Like I said, I think Sterling would definitely be an upgrade to our already existing attack and our players. And if we even sign Dembele, then our attack would look really good. And just imagine the type of opportunities and balls that Sterling and Dembele would be able to provide to our attack. Maybe that could be Kai Havertz or even Timo Werner. So from what we know now, Chelsea already have their first bid rejected, which is around 25 million pounds plus add-ons. And I definitely think that they would go back again for an increased offer of somewhere around 35 to 40 million. That should seal the deal. Let's hope we see the here we go for Sterling soon. So Blues, the next player that I'll be discussing in today's transfer talk video is none other than a Belgian striker, Romelu Lukaku. If you guys remember, I told in the previous video that we might be approaching the climax of the Lukaku saga, but with the news I'm bringing to you guys today, we are officially into the end game. Romelu Lukaku is likely to become an Inter player this week, and the official announcement for this could be done in the following days. Chelsea and Inter are close to an agreement, and I want to show you some tweets regarding this. Check this out. So Blues, Absolute Chelsea brings us this news from Di Marzio, who say that Chelsea sent Inter Milan the demands for Romelu Lukaku today, 10 million plus add-ons. Inter are ready to bridge the gap and now only need a yes from club president Steven Zhang to authorize the deal. Also, Fabrizio Romano said that Inter and Chelsea are still in talks on the loan fee value after 10 million plus add-ons price tag discussed yesterday. Inter are confident and pushing to get it done very soon. Chelsea would save Lukaku's full salary and receive a fee for 1 year loan. And lastly, Ben Jacobs confirms a transfer by saying that Romelu Lukaku will get his move back to Inter. Inter will pay a loan fee of 10 million plus add-ons. Chelsea pushed for a player swap, but Inter refused to include Skriniar, Dumfries or Bastoni. Martinez was never a realistic possibility or open to the move, and sources from both clubs say things are close to being finalized, and it's a case of when, not if, now. So Blues. Now coming to what are my thoughts regarding Romelu Lukaku. Personally, I don't want to delve deeper into this particular player in this video as I've already covered a lot of information about him in the previous videos, so you can check those out to know more about what I feel about him. But it looks like the Lukaku saga is finally coming to a close as Inter and Chelsea are close to an agreement for about 10 to 12 million pounds to get his signature for a loan for 1 year, and also Inter would be covering all his wages. So Chelsea won't be spending any dime on this particular player for at least 1 year. Let's just hope that Romelu Lukaku has a stellar season in Serie A so that Inter are compelled to buy him for a fee up to 60 to 70 million pounds next year, so we could at least recoup most of the transfer fee that we had spent on buying him last summer. Now, Blues, coming to the last player that I'll be discussing in today's transfer talk video, it's Jonathan Klaus from RC Lens. Let's look at the latest transfer news regarding him on Twitter one last time. So, Blues, this particular news is being brought by RMC Sport, which is a really popular French news outlet with 1.8 million Twitter followers. They say that Chelsea would be very interested in the profile of Jonathan Klaus and has been for over a year. The player has no intention of extending to Lens, where he's under contract until 2023. So he just has 1 year left in this contract with RC Lens. And I also found this very interesting interview of him where the interviewer asked him, "What club do you dream of?" And he said, "Since I was a kid, it's Chelsea and it remains Chelsea." Now coming to what are my thoughts regarding Jonathan Klaus, just to give you guys more backstory, Klaus plays as a right wing back for RC Lens in League One, and last season he scored 5 goals and provided 11 assists. This just truly shows what a remarkable season he had last season in League One, and that's why Chelsea have an eye on him. And from reports, Chelsea have been scouting him for more than 1 year and are really interested in purchasing him. Personally, I think if we go for Klaus, I wouldn't be too against this as he would be a solid wingback option at Chelsea. With players like Aspilicueta and Alonso leaving, he would definitely need more cover in those areas. And for 8.5 million, I think it's a really good price. He only has 1 year left on his contract. And the most important thing about Klaus is that this is a player who has been dreaming of playing for Chelsea. So we definitely need players who want to prove themselves at Chelsea and not just play for the paycheck. Let's see what happens with Klaus in this transfer window. But it looks like Chelsea are really interested in him. So Blues, that's all the transfer news I wanted to bring to you guys. I really hope you enjoyed today's transfer talk video. Before leaving, I would like to request you guys to give this video a like, click on the subscribe button if you haven't already, and turn on the bell notifications so you won't miss out on any of my future uploads. Also, you can follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @SaumitTalksCFC, so you can follow me there and stay in touch with all of my latest Chelsea tweets. Like always, until next time, take care Blues and see you soon. Goodbye.